In the lively village of Obodo, there lived a woman named Ogechi. She was bold and clever, with a tongue as sharp as a blade, but her heart was ruled by greed. At the market, she quarreled over every coin. If pepper cost 10 naira, she would fight until her words filled the air, declaring the seller's ancestors to be cheats, all to make the price fall to 5. One afternoon, after selling beans, Ogechi rested in the blazing sun. As she sat, her eyes fell on her shadow stretched long upon the earth. She scowled and wondered why it clung to her like a stubborn child, eating nothing, working nowhere, yet never leaving. A thought stirred in her mind. If goats could be sold, if chickens could be sold, then surely a shadow too could be sold. Someone, somewhere, would pay for it. She ran to share her idea with Benjamin, the village hunter. Benjamin laughed until his chest shook, asking who in the world would ever buy a shadow. But Ogechi stood firm. Hunters sold the skins of animals, and her own shadow, always fresh, would bring her profit. On the next market day, the square overflowed with people. The sun was high, voices rang loud, and traders called out their goods. Ogechi laid a raffia mat on the ground, pointed proudly to her shadow, and declared that it was for sale. 50 cowries was her price. The people burst into laughter. Children rolled on the ground, clapping their hands. A palm wine tapper mocked her, asking if she would carry the shadow home in a basket. Still, Ogechi held her head high and declared that whoever bought it would own what no man had ever possessed. Then the laughter died. A tall traveler dressed in flowing black robes stepped forward. His piercing eyes scanned the crowd before settling on Ogechi. He announced in a deep voice that he would buy the shadow. The market grew silent. Even Benjamin frowned and muttered that the matter was not right. The traveler dropped a pouch of silver coins onto the raffia mat. The coins glittered, and Ogechi's eyes shone with greed. Without hesitation, she accepted the offer and stepped aside, proud that the bargain had been struck. At once, the sun slipped behind a thick cloud, and Ogechi's shadow vanished from the earth. The traveler lifted his head and declared that shadows could never be sold. But since Ogechi had dared to try, hers was gone forever. When the sun returned, the villagers gasped. Shadows stretched beneath every man, woman, and child, except Ogechi. Her body stood in the light, but the ground beneath her was empty. From that day, she became known as the woman without a shadow. Children fled at her approach. Traders refused to deal with her. And in the night, whispers spread that she had sold her soul. Ogechi wept bitterly for what she had lost. But Benjamin only shook his head, saying that greed had taken even the gift that had once been freely hers.